An warning. The following chapters will contain child endangerment and bloody violence, not against the child. As before, words in italics in this chapter will be Garp's current thoughts. Enjoy. I have a great granddaughter. This single thought echoed through Garp's mind, consuming him. And all the while the infant's cries rang through his ears, seemingly accusing him of all he had done, and failed to do. It was not an easy infiltration or extraction. Regrettably, some were lost in the operation, he's even capable of feeling regret. And yet it was accomplished, with no small effort from the newest recruit to our branch, Commander Camarillo, a play on the Japanese word for chameleon. I know it's unimaginative. Quote. Lucci gestured to the masked man to his right, who inclined his head. After months of our top operatives searching for the re-emerged main no mi clone fruit previously possessed by the late Bon Kure aka Mr. 2 Feet, he located and consumed it. Since then, he has been invaluable in espionage, reconnaissance and acquiring high-priority targets. Cleverly, he was able to insert himself among a certain group of Mugiwara Luffy's followers, the Bardo Club. According to his report, the captain had invited select of his allies to a recently discovered uncharted island near the other side of the Wano region. We initially believed he would reveal his current base of operations, theorizing it might well be Laugh Tale. Instead, he unveiled his latest and most potent weakness. Lucci stopped and looked to the still crying infant, a ghost of a smirk dancing on his upper lip, which caused some Marines present to visibly shudder, before turning back to face the platoon. From there, it was simply a matter for our operative of contacting us discreetly, imitating the right people at the right time, and retrieving the target under cover of darkness before Mugiwara even knew what was happening. And by the time he and his crew had set sail, we were back in world government-controlled waters. The baby's cries continued to ring through the courtyard. Garp looked at the kanji symbol meaning justice, emblazoned on the cloaks of the few present lieutenants before him. The symbol on his own back suddenly felt heavy. When Lucci spoke again in the same chillingly calm voice, he looked directly into Garp's eyes, as if daring him. Mugiwara and his crew will come here for the child, and here they will die, order and justice will be restored, and it will be sent to Mariajoy to serve a far higher purpose than that of pirate, no. A rookie Marine cried, paying no heed to his fellows desperately trying to silence him. Boldly, the man stepped forward until he was 10 feet away from Lucci's right flank. Lucci continued to glare at Garp, not deigning to even acknowledge the man. I know Mugiwara is a criminal and we have to bring him to justice, but this baby, even if she is his kid, your plans for her, what they'll do to her in Mariajoy, that's not justice. That's just Evie. The now dead man fell to the ground before his fellows knew Lucci had moved, or had time to cry out. Anyone else want to be a shield for pirates? Lucci said, still with the same chillingly calm tone, not taking his eyes off Garp. He paid no heed to the dead man, neither the few Marines that dared to aim shaky muskets at the enforcer, nor his right arm now dripping with blood and a few chunks of flesh, nor the baby's cries. Garp gritted his teeth as said Marines slowly lowered their muskets, realizing there was nothing they could do. Damn fool clearly had more guts than all the men here put together. And not one of them a bigger coward than me. The symbol on his back no longer felt heavy, so much as empty. Justice, what does that even mean? And then he heard it. Rather, he barely heard it, but still. The infant's cries had softened to a whimper, and were getting softer by the minute. Perhaps she sensed it. Garp knew he could. And by the looks of things, every Marine there with observation hockey could sense it too. He wasn't sure yet, but it seemed to be coming from wouldn't be the first time. Garp thought, suppressing a dry chuckle. Soon, non-hockey trained Marines, suddenly hearing a distant sound from up above, looked up and could just make out the shape of something silhouetted against the sun, and getting bigger. Lucci's expression did not change as he and his fellow operatives followed the gaze of the platoon to the vessel, as they now saw that's what it was, fast approaching the dock adjoining the courtyard. "Well, we shall soon see," he said with a tone no longer disguising cold, calculating cruelty. Despite the still perilous situation, Garp noticed the infant's cries had stopped completely since her unfocused gaze drifted to the sky above, and now were replaced by hopeful, or even happy, gurgles. Finally, the vessel crashed into the dock, sending a white foamy wall of water across the courtyard. As the Marines, not swept aside by the sudden torrent, adjusted their eyes, the infamous Thousand Sunny came into view. And soon enough, so did the 10 Mugiwara, leaping off the bow and onto the courtyard below. The man himself looked bigger than last they saw him, but also more toned, steaming and with armorment hockey covering most of his body. He appeared focused, but at the same time, boiling with untold fury. Was this the behemoth that took down Doflamingo? Or something much worse? The infant gurgled all the more excitedly as Lucci turned to face him. Where stories live. Discover now.